You guys ready to get groovy? So a few years ago, I was kind of just messing around and trying out a new genre that I hadn't really done before, and I accidentally came up with something that I really liked. So here it is. It actually originally started as a joke song, but I ended up liking it enough to turn it into a real thing. So here we go. So the first thing I did was break out the electric piano. You know, classic Persona vibes. God. And I came up with this constant structure sort of chromatic drop thing, which is actually a really fancy way of saying I just spammed the same chord over and over again. I also threw in some electronic drums, and it sounds like this. Next, I came up with this chord progression for the first section, and don't ask me how I came up with it, because I don't know. Oh, this last chord though? Throw in some drums and bass, and we got it sounding kind of like this. Next, I came up with this lead, and I gave it to violins, trumpets, saxophone, and electric piano. Altogether, it sounds like this. Yeah, something something, breaking it down, or I don't know, I don't know. Next, I thought it'd be fun to throw in some guitar, because, I don't know, it's cool. For this next section, I wanted to lower the energy a bit, so I have sort of a halftime feel going on with the drums, as well as some pretty chill chords on the electric piano. I also came up with this little background melody and put it on a synth and a sax. Finally, I threw this lead on solo violin, because I was feeling quirky, I guess. Next, I moved the violin melody over to trumpets, and also threw a guitar lead on top of that, because of course I did. And I got it sounding like this. I also went maybe a little Insano style on the vibrato with this last note. Anyway, next I decided to flesh out that guitar lead with a harmony. And then at the end here, I decided to throw in a pinch harmonic, because I think I was having too much fun. Nice. And that also serves as the transition to the chorus, which is actually the whole reason this song exists in the first place. I actually came up with this chorus when I was making the joke song, and it inspired the whole rest of this song to be made as well. Which is kind of neat, I guess, or something, I don't know. Anyway, I went for this sort of chord progression on the electric piano and violins. And then I came up with this lead to go on top of it. It's fairly simple but effective, and I think it really works with this sort of style. I also brought that lead over to the trumpets and electric piano, as well as throwing in a little background thing on the synth, and altogether it sounds like this. This one's got me dancing like Tenna from Chapter 3, and I just had to bring that lead over to guitar too. Alright, and then for the very ending, I just came up with this cute little chord thing that ends on the major, and it sounds pretty nice. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much the whole song. So the only thing left to do now is give it a listen. More songs are coming soon, by the way, I promise this time.